is the cousin of Devil Anse Hatfield, and his wife Pollie lived for 50 years. Rain just makes it more fun. Oh, it's cold.
A whole bunch of coal.
And here we are. So they're doing some work on the hog trial cabin. They're adding this right here. You know, so it's you can get a wheelchair or anything in there. Hopefully they'll open it back up. You used to be able to go inside. A friend of mine used to actually run it, you know, the inside part. But when COVID hit, they stopped that and they just haven't redone it again. But I am going under this yellow tape because I came all the way here. We doing it. So this is actually rebuilt. The only thing that was original was the fireplaces, which is on both sides of the cabin, and the foundation. But what's really cool is those little footprints. You know, maybe Preacher Anse's children, who knows, right here. Because this is original. So Preacher Anse and Pollie were married for 64 years. They lived here, I think, 50. Between them, they had 14 children, 12 that lived, 118 grandchildren, and 114 great-grandchildren. So there is a lot of descendants of them around here. And he was a real preacher. He was certified, you know, walk the walk, talk the talk.
Preacher Anse and Pollie also, they get overlooked a lot. They were actually pivotal characters in the feud, but they both get overlooked a lot. Even in the movie with Kevin Costner, they completely eliminated him from the movie altogether.
Yeah, they had they had Valentine as the judge in the hog trial. But actually Preacher Anse was the judge in the hog trial. Now Preacher Anse was Devil Anse's cousin, so it made it slightly unfair, you know, because it was a trial between the Hatfield McCoys, but a Hatfield presided over it.
But they had 6 McCoys serve as jurors and 6 Hatfields to make it the outcome come out even.
Right. I still think I'd feel a little certain way about my judge being related to, you know, but either way, it is what it is, and it was what it was.
They've done a lot of work. You notice the doors?
Oh yeah, those are new doors, aren't they?
They added to them. Look here a second. Back in the day, most cabins at dove style, the corners, the way the corners are made with the dove style,
Yeah.
most of them, they'll have little short doors. And it was common thinking, you know, back in the day, that if you had short doors, it held in heat better in the winter. We now know that it has to do with how long you leave the door open.
Yeah.
But they just changed that and just added doors and made them taller.
Dinner! Or breakfast. Or lunch.
Hopefully they'll have somebody in here and have it open soon.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So our next stop is not very far from here. Preacher Anse, Pollie, and Big F. The F of all is buried up there. And you can pause on that and read it if you like. So as far as election day, stabbing did take place here, where Ellison Hatfield was stabbed, but I was told it was across over here, across the street near the creek. Some say it was over this way, but we will do a video on that soon. Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's sky. It's so pretty here. Minus the ugly school buses. The cemetery is actually this way. Oh, let me show you right here. This is a well. This is actually the real well that Pollie and Preacher Anse used. So Pollie was said to be really scared of this well. She saw something in it, and she did not like to use it. But now it's just trash.
Something about the devil.
Yeah, tell them about the story about what Pollie saw.
She swore that she saw the one and only Satan himself come up out of that well. She said that hell was at the bottom of that well. She refused to drink water from it. They say she would hit the neighbors up for a glass of water. And who wants to drink devil water, right?
Right.
And he's had his feet in. I don't want to drink it, do you?
No, the devil's bathwater. No, thank you. Time moves on. So we're going to show you how to get from the hog trial cabin to the Anderson Hatfield Cemetery. You leave the hog trial cabin and you take a left.
Really short.
Yeah.
Can't take side-by-sides up there.
Yeah, you can't ride ATVs or anything up there. The people that own it don't allow it, unfortunately.
They don't care about road vehicles, but not side-by-side.
Yeah, you can walk or take a car. So you turn left, where we just showed you, and then it's literally right here. You'll see the sign right there. I can't see, yeah, right there.
This is Anderson Hatfield Memorial Cemetery.
I'd like to take a picture of that sign. And then there's a little hairpin turn road that goes to it.
Private property. Close the gate after dark.
You keep left right here, of course.
In theory.
There's a lot of cemeteries up in this area, so you really just have to kind of figure out where you're going. But this is the Anderson Hatfield Cemetery in Buskirk / McCarr, Kentucky. Right. There's some little headstones down here even. Hatfield. So yeah, there's a lot of Hatfields here. Hatfield. 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 So this is an old tombstone myrtle. Hatfield, born February 1907, died June 1907. Martha Hatfield, 1893 to 1969. Okay, so right here, which is pretty easy to find, is Pollie and Retracing. So I see Pollie spelled different often on her gravesite. It's spelled Pollie, not Y. Reverend Anderson Hatfield. They both died the same year, 1920, which is the year of the Matewan Massacre.
Yeah.
It had been a month after the Matewan Massacre. This is interesting. Right next to it's the wash stand. Huh?
In here. March 6th, 1920, and March 15th, 1920.
Yeah, they're married
over a week
64
later.
years. Died very close to each other.
She died about a week after he did.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Not really sure where it came from. Let's see.
About 120 years old.
Okay, it's made by Bob Hatfield, the older brother of Ransom Hatfield, the son of Elder Anderson Hatfield, which had been Preacher Anse. Interesting.
It's a wash stand. You just plug it up, fill it with water, wash your face, all that. You pull the plug and all the water drains out.
Neat. So these are some pretty old graves over here.
Did you read the bottom of those?
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to find the F of all.
He's right in here somewhere.
I see him. I'd love to come up here and just wash these stones off so you can read them. The ones you could save. Lenore McCoy. What are you doing in a Hatfield graveyard, Lenore? 1922 to 1923.
1 year.
1 year old. There is a lot of mingling in the Hatfield McCoys. You know, they're just people. Just people. 1921 to 1948. So here is the F of all, not to be confused with big F.
Read that.
Here lies Ephraim Hatfield, born in Old Virginia before the War of Independence. F came to Kentucky around 1820. All Hatfields from the Tug Valley area are descendants of Ephraim.
Was a widow and 2 orphans.
Oh, it's right here. Here lies Annie, wife of Ephraim and ancestor of many of the Hatfield music and Roman families in Pike and Mingo counties. She was captured and kidnapped by Indians in 1792. Her husband, David Music, was massacred by the Indians, but Annie and her children were rescued by Hasey, Virginia, as the Indians were taking them to Ohio. She later married Mr. Bundy, then married Ephraim Hatfield. Annie was living with her son Jeremiah in the house at the bottom of the hill when she died. So she was in Preacher Anse's house?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So where's her grave?
Says she's here.
Oh, she's here, but it says Ephraim on the top, which is kind of... So he is married next to Annie, whose name was Annie McKinney Music Bundy Hatfield. It's too bad she doesn't have something bigger that says Annie. I'm just saying, because that's, you know.
Yeah.
Just saying. There's a female. The Ethelwald's grave has this velvety, moss-like grass around it that seems to be here all the time. It's really nice. Makes you want to just like lay down on it and waller, go to sleep.
Like a carpet.
Yeah. So every single Hatfield is a descendant of Big F, or the F of all, I mean, which is really interesting. So if you are a bloodline Hatfield, this is your ancestor.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was the sunshine of our home. How sweet. Rest in peace, Myrtle. This is the older side of the cemetery. And the cemetery goes all the way up there. If you ever wonder why people are buried on hills a lot, it's because when they started cemeteries, they didn't want to use good farming, you know, land that could be used for farming, building a house, you know. They would use land that they didn't see fit for anything else. Trying to read it. It looks like it says March 22nd, 05 to July 25th, 06. So that certainly can't be 2000. It's be 1905 and 1906.
You know, all this stuff existed before you.
I know.
You know, before 1968, none of this stuff existed.
And where were we when all this was going on? Because I have no memory of it.
Yeah, you can't prove this Hatfield stuff's true exactly, none of it.
I'm going to get video of this little statue right here. John, oh, it's a baby.
Yeah.
1976 and 1977, John Huddle. Like the cemetery, it's really peaceful and isolated, and it just seems like a good place to rest, you know?
Yeah, very quiet, nothing but birds, frogs,
and us. And whatever makes that noise. Cicada.
Yeah.
Now we walk back down this long path. I bet it's really cool out here at night. Super, super dark. I don't see any lights.
Yeah, I'm sure there's none up here.
go, somebody knows we go. So we were at the gas station near Matewan. We're going to try to get some Wi-Fi and see if we can track down some more stuff on Preacher Anse, like the churches that the one he got baptized at and the one that he preached at. But we need Wi-Fi. So, and I need a water from this gas station because it is really hot. So this gas station is right over the bridge from Matewan if you're staying in Matewan. Also has right across the street dollar store, you can't really see it, a grocery store, a pizza place, a snack shack, you know, stuff like that. And right across the street from it is Hatfield's Hideout Riverfront Cabins, which is a good place to get a cabin or camp. It's kind of along the Tug River. Whoops, a little backwards here. Right here, that's the little mall right there. Right here is Hatfield's Hideout. The sign right there. So that's a good place. So we're gonna go to Matewan, see if we can get some cell service. So we're going to try to go to outside Wingo's and get cell service. So far, nada. We're going to try to connect with Kathy's Wi-Fi. It says the password's wrong. Oh. Alright, we're connected. Connected! We're gonna call our sitter first, see if we have more time to play.
Yeah.
You there? So we're gonna go to the church where Preacher Anse actually got saved and baptized.
Creek.
And it's in Mate Creek, West Virginia. It's called the Old Primitive Baptist Church, Enon, E-N-O-N.
Take the next right onto Ferrell Street, then turn right onto McCoy Street. Right onto Bridge Street, then turn right onto West Virginia 49 South.
So when you're leaving Matewan, you turn right. And then you turn right
Turn
again.
right onto West Virginia 49 South.
Towards Del Barton, Edgerton.
Continue on West Virginia 49 South for 3/4 of a mile.
That's Matewan. So we will get to see this church together because I don't think I've seen it before. We're 1 minute away. Enon. It's called Enon United Baptist Church now. It used to be the Old Primitive Baptist Church.
I think I know where it's at.
That's the water treatment plant, so that's not it. Whoops. Kind of looked like a church. So
It's right there.
yeah. I think there's someone there walking out. So that would be it, this big red building right here.
Yep.
Go ahead and pull in.
Your destination is on the right.
Cool. So this is a pretty little historic area near Matewan.
Just outside town, yeah.
And this is the church. Church of Jesus Christ of United Baptist called Enon, established 1833. This is it. Very, very cool. So Preacher Anse was baptized here.
Don't look that old.
And he was saved here. And this is where he found his calling to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. So we're going to ask if we can go in and take a look around. So in order to look at the second church, we got to go get Wi-Fi again. So we're going back to Wingo's. Unfortunately, we couldn't get in that church. But you can. We're not trying to bother people. We're just trying to kind of humanize and bring more life to Hatfield McCoys. Little things people didn't know about them, you know. Outside of the Kevin Costner movies. Yeah, this is actually the old hospital. The top floor is still untouched, and it still has old artifacts and things like that. They're thinking about making it to a museum. Personally, I think they should rent it out for ghost hunts. It was also a assisted living facility for a while, but now it's the Buffalo Mountain Inn.
On State Highway 319.
So there's a hog trial cabin again. I don't think I've ever been down this road, have you?
No.
Carroll Hunt Lane. I feel like I'm playing Randonautica or something.
You've arrived.
You've arrived. Have we though?
I don't see a church.
That's this guy right here.
What's the name of it?
Old Pond Church.
Excuse me, you from around here?
Yes, sir.
You wouldn't have to know where the Old Pond Church is, would you?
It's supposed to be right here.
Is it at Pond Creek?
Yeah, it's Old Pond Church where Preacher Anse used to preach.
I bet it's just the next turn down. Go out to the 4-lane, take a right, and you won't go very far at all. There's another bridge on the right. It's
Okay.
a Meeting House branch. We call it Church House Hall.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Church House Hall.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And go up
But
in
it
it
said
and
up Carroll Hunt Lane up here.
Yeah, no, there's no church up here.
Yeah, that's what.
This is Carroll Hunt Lane.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
church.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Appreciate
This
you.
should be that next one down.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
And, you won't go up in there, but it's going to be less than a quarter mile. There's a church on the right. I bet it's it. That's a very old church.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck with it.
So GPS was wrong. You don't turn on Carroll Hunt.
That happens.
Look how pretty a house is. So you take the left before Carroll Hunt.
Church House Holler.
Church House Holler.
The green apples.
The old-fashioned pool they have in the movies at the motels. So he's a turn here.
Yep.
Well, it's not the church I was thinking about there. And there it is. Old Pond Primitive Church. Where?
I know where it's at. I've been up there before.
So this is Old Pond Primitive Baptist Church. (1843) it was built.
You mentioned the drive.
Yeah, I did.
Solid half an hour on modern roads in a Mustang. What a horse be like.
So where did you see this was established? 1843. Okay.
On the front, on the sign.
All right. It's amazing these little places are still standing. In all seriousness. So, I guess we covered about as much as we can cover. We'll get a Little Caesars pizza as reward for our good work. Oh, they got cookie dough brownies now. Want one of those?
Bring it on.
And this is the only place you're going to get this much food for 20 bucks. 2 pizzas, cheesy bread, and some kind of brownie thing. And we're headed home. But I guess that's it. We will see you next time when we'll bring you a different adventure.
We'll go find something different.
Go find something else to play with. Please subscribe and support our channel so we can do more and show you bigger and better things.